Okay, so I got a request to do a tutorial for my version of What Once Was by Hers. This gentleman right here asked, so I'll supply. This song isn't super difficult. It will take some time to get down. I know it took me a little bit of time to get down and get comfortable enough to play it and sing it, but with enough practice, I know that you can get it and you can make it your own. Okay, so two prerequisites with this. One, you have to be very comfortable with finger picking. If you're not, it might pose a bit of a challenge considering that the original guitarist slash singer slash one half of the duo that is Hers does all of this finger picking. So finger picking is very important, and you will need a capo on the second fret. Those are the two main prerequisites for this song. Okay, so to go ahead and get started with this, the intro is focused around three chord shapes. It does sound like this, so you have an idea. So those chords are going to be over here. Those will be open E, second fret of the second string, second fret of the third string, and fourth fret of the fourth string to have this nice chord. That's your first chord right there. And throughout the whole intro, you are going to be hammering on the second fret of the second string. So you have this little noise right there. You'll hear it when played. That's the first chord. Then you're going to jump up to this chord right here, which is going to be same thing, open E. It's going to be fifth fret of the second string to match that E right there. And then it's going to be fourth fret of the G string, or the third string. And it's going to be sixth fret of the fourth string. So you have this chord right here. And that will be played the same way as the first one is. So you'll hear it jump from. And from there, all you're gonna do is shift your middle finger down one fret to have the second string on the fourth fret. Everything else is staying the same, but to have this chord change go from. And that's the whole intro, at least for the chords portion. So once again, it'll hear it. Now that you have the chords for the intro, I'll be showing you the finger picking. So the pattern is going to be, you're going to use all four. If you can find a way to use three, cool, but I personally use all four. But it's going to be thumb and middle finger plucking the fourth string and the second string together to start it. Then your index is going to go backwards towards that. So it'll be like here, and it's going to be the third string. Then you're going to hit the bass note by itself, and then the high E, and then the B again for the second string, and then back to that third string, and then you're going to pluck those two together again. So the pattern would be 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. So with that hammer on, you'll hear it. And that's going to be your whole intro until you stop to get to the verse, or all you're going to do is just end on that chord right there. So you go from. And that's where you jump to the verse. Now the verses chords are going to be one chord shape jumping across a couple of frets. I know that the original guitarist likes to use all four of his fingers in one fret. I have kind of thick fingers, so that's a little difficult for me. So what I like to do, at least the way I played it, was open high E, again, first string, second fret of second string, second fret of third string. But instead of having on the fourth fret to give you that other bass note, you're now going to use your index or your thumb, if you could do it, on the low second fret of the sixth string, which would be this chord. Same picking pattern as before, but instead of being up here, you're now switching the thumb to the low string. So you have this. That's going to be 2 times that you're going to repeat that pattern. So 1, 2. Then what you're going to do from there is jump up to the 9th fret, respect to the capo, which will sound like this. You're only going to do that once. Then you're going to jump back down to the 4th fret of respecting to the capo, doing that pattern once as well. And and that's your whole verse. So the verse is. And that's going to be for that portion. So once you do the verse, or when you're finishing the verse, and you're getting to the chorus, you know the keep your mouth zipped, son. Then you're gonna jump to the chorus, which is where the chords get a little intricate. You're gonna have an A chord. This is how I like to play it. Open first string, 5th fret of the 2nd string, then 6th fret of the 3rd string, 7th fret of the 4th string, and you can either use this open A for your bass note, or you can wrap your thumb around, which is what I like to do for that first chord. So, baby, I've been here before. That's that part. You're going to jump to this crazy chord right here, which is going to be the 7th fret of the 2nd string with the high E still open. And you're going to have 4th fret, it's kind of a stretch, with your index on the 3rd string. So you have the open, 7th, 4th, and then you're gonna have your middle finger on the 6th fret of the D string, or the 4th string, sorry. And then you have your ring finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string. So that'll be that chord. Same picking pattern as before, so baby, I've been here before. I was at the point. That's where you're gonna switch to the next chord, which is you're gonna jump down here, and you're going to have pinky on the 4th fret of the 5th string. You're going to have middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, or the 4th string, sorry. And you're going to have your index on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and everything else still open. So it would be this chord right here. So same thing as before. Baby, I've been here before. I was at the point where all I really wanted. So with that one, you're going to make a bar chord, 2nd fret, right here, across. You're going to do 4th fret of the 2nd string with your pinky, and you're going to do 4th fret of the 4th string with your ring finger to have this chord. Now, this is where something does change. So you'll be doing that pattern. What you're gonna do is you're going to do like this. You're going to have that chord, play that, and you're gonna jump back around and take your pinky off. So you have that which is like the wanted was. And you're gonna jump to this B7 kind of chord right here, which is gonna be 2 on the 2nd fret on the 5th string, first fret of the 4th string, and then 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and you're gonna just jump back to the A from there. So all together it would be. Back to that A. And that's it. So that's pretty much everything that I can tell you for my cover of What Once Was. It is a little tricky. Once you get it down, it's so fun to play, and if you enjoy singing, whether you like to go higher or lower, it's a ton of fun to sing, and it's a ton of fun to play. Once you get it down, it's a great song just to play by yourself, to some friends. I know y'all get it really quick. If you want any more tutorials on any songs that I do, feel free to leave me a comment, and I'll have no problem hooking you guys up with them. Catch y'all next time.